Here we go. The final week of the NFL season. Week 17 is underway. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. They're led onto the field by their quarterback, a man who's made quite the name for himself in the NFL, and that's Russell Wilson.
And he ought to have a lot of pep in his step after last week's performance, because he did exactly as you want him to play if you're a coach. 3 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions, which usually means you're making a lot of right decisions out there.
And got him to win. The Cards get to him here. He's brought down for a sack. Chandler Jones in there to get him, and that is sack number 15 for him on the year. This guy is in a zone. Remember, he had a sack hat trick last week. That got him NFC Defensive Player of the Week. Another one right here.
I love how you phrase that, in the zone, because I'm a firm believer that like a running back, like a quarterback, when guys get hot and get locked in, the same thing happens for guys getting sacks. Their moves are working, and they're getting home and putting guys on the ground.
Now Wilson on second down. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Well, they try to swing it out left into the flat. Complete, but really nice open field tackling.
And they played that one like a great boxer. They were on their toes on that one. They weren't back on their heels reacting to the play. No, they saw it, came right for it, and made a nice tackle for lost yardage. Trust me, Brandon, I'm not about to try and take your job. I can't do what you do. But that wasn't just 3 and out. That felt like 3 and backwards.
That's exactly what it was. You can have my job whenever you want it. The drive that you're looking for, though, probably going forward. Bad start to the ball game.
Yeah, not the way to get things going.
So possession goes over here on the punt. First down, it's Palmer. And he can't get away from the pressure. Palmer sacked. Cliff Averill in there to get him. And that's sack number 6 for him on the year.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
And he'll work this one up to about the 38. Give him 5 yards on the run there, but it'll leave him with a definite 3rd and long on the horizon. And the defense searches for one more stop here after the run on second down. Play action. Now Palmer. He'll buy some time right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Cliff Averill. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. And the magnitude of this game, everybody knows it. The fans, obviously the players and coaches, there's just with them a palpable buzz right now. They know they control their own destiny.
Win and you're in. And I think every player wants that. I think every coach wants that. I haven't been an organization yet that wants to be in a game where they have to rely on other teams to get them to their goals. In this situation, it's very cut and dry. Win and you're in the playoffs. That's their mission, that's their challenge, and you know they've chosen to accept it.
And what they told us is this has been the most focused week of practice we've had all year. You wouldn't expect any different.
Yeah, and you know, at the beginning of the season, you have multiple goals. They just have one now, win the game.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
They threw the screen to the perimeter, but to no benefit at all. Tackle behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of yardage.
On second down, here's Wilson. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was trying to get it to Jermaine Kearse. And now it's third down. Here's the offense. Certainly some threats on this offense, and one of them that they target is Doug Baldwin.
Not only does he do a nice job catching the ball downfield, he's also a tremendous blocker that helps unleash the running game.
On third down, Wilson. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up fourth.
Well, no second guessing the call here. It was third and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. But they don't get it, and now the defense goes off the field feeling pretty good about themselves, gaining some momentum as they force them into a likely punting situation.
Here's John Ryan now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. Fielded at the 20. It's a 47-yard punt, but they did give up 10 on the return. And the Cards will take over, 1st and 10. Cardinal offense coming back out. Let's give you a look at the playoff race now. This is into the weekend in the NFC. Even though they might not find the number 1 seed next to their name come playoff time, there's not going to be very many teams, if any, entering the playoffs on the kind of run they're on. They're hot.
And I love that word, hot, because every team in the league wants to go into the playoffs on that uptick. Because a lot of the time you serve notice to the rest of the league that, hey, we're the team you need to deal with. We're the team that's going to be a real problem for you. And if they can continue this streak, they could very well be that team and gain that confidence that they're seeking as they head to the playoffs. And
confidence, that's the word I would use from our meetings with them. They said we're playing our best football right now. It is showing. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. For Johnson, the numbers for his performance from last week, very productive. 3 touchdowns, 2 of them on the ground, 1 through the air.
And it will always be a compliment to say that a guy's got a nose for the end zone, and he sure had it last week.
They'll throw on first down here with Palmer. His throw incomplete.
Let's face it, perfection is something we all chase, whether it's playing this game or whatever we do. Hard to attain, but that's what they were searching for as that pass goes incomplete.
On second down, Johnson. Second down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now. Another fine carry from the NFL's rushing leader, and quarterbacks typically dominating the MVP balloting, but I think you got to give this guy serious consideration, don't you?
I agree totally. I mean, he's leading the league in rushing, and let's face it, partner, the running back renaissance in the NFL, it's real, and it's really helping teams along the way. He's a prime example. Got to give him strong consideration for MVP talk.
A gain of 13 and also a first down. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw.
Palmer now. And that's complete to Brown. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. On the NFL scoreboard, an update from Los Angeles. It's the Rams that have grabbed the early lead. Jared Goff, a first-quarter touchdown pass in that one. They go play action now. Palmer rolling to his right. And that is incomplete. The tight end, Jermaine Gresham, the intended receiver. And it's third and short. But not to get too overcritical there because he knows what he's doing, but his shoulders looked a little off-kilter there when he threw that.
I don't think you're being overly critical there. You're just analyzing it, and he gets those shoulders right. That pass will go from incomplete to complete.
And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down to about the 21 or 22. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Mike Bennett in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
The Cardinals on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 15. From the shotgun, it's Palmer, eluding the pressure right. His throw caught at about the 5. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a 1st down with a nice throw.
They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play call.
Ready to go now in the second quarter. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. It's the Cardinals in possession of the football, and they'll come up looking to keep this drive moving. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. On second down, here's Palmer. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Mike Morgan leading the surge there. He drops him for a loss of 6.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
To throw is Palmer. And he fires one, but incomplete.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. They came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
And the 42-year-old veteran's kick is up and good. And the Cardinals have the first points. It's 3-0. So a 15-play drive. Can't believe that only resulted in 3, but it did.
That is somewhat amazing, isn't it? When you hold the ball that long, run offense that well, yet only put 3 points on the board, it has to be a little bit of a disappointment, doesn't it?
Has to. Then he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. A busy final day for you coming up in the NFL. Final day of the year as well. 11 other games going on as we speak. And then coming up later this afternoon, 2 games each from the AFC West and NFC West. And the pressure will bring him down here. The Cardinals get home for the sack. Marcus Golden in there to drop him. And he continues to wreak havoc in offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. On second down, Rawls. It'll be a gain of 11. And all of a sudden here, it's third down.
Look, the first down marker is out there, but sometimes it's hard to find for an offense when they're in a long yardage situation, which usually means throw the football. In this case, they went against the tendency and ran it. And boy, the reward was there. A big pickup. And guess what? It's now third.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Day Buchanan in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Taking it about the 16. Well, that'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. Cardinal offense coming back out. Let's give you a look at the playoff race now. This is into the weekend in the NFC. And what they do know is they'll be playing at home come January, at least for one game, as they've locked up the NFC West. You'd love those top. And he can't get away from the pressure. Palmer sacked. Bobby Wagner leading the surge there. He drops him for a loss of 6.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
David Johnson on his way. Past the 20. Touchdown, Cardinals. David Johnson with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Cardinals are able to show off their quick strike ability. And with that carry, he's already over 100 yards here in the first half.
And, partner, you know exactly what he's saying to his teammates right now, right? Especially to the play caller.
Give me the ball.
Again, and again, and again. It's not that heavy, sir. I'll take it.
Here's Phil Dawson now for the point after. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Tennessee offense making their way out onto the field as you take a look at the playoff race in the AFC. And as things start to come into focus here in the final weekend, their future still up in the air. Currently in possession of the 5 spot, but could fall entirely out of the postseason if this final day doesn't go their way.
Well, we're looking forward to the playoffs because, fortunately enough, we're going to be there to call some of these games. But when you're sitting where they are right now, the playoffs start with this game. They can't wait till next week and say, well, let's see if we're... No, they have to win this one to ensure that they're going to go. So their playoff run actually begins a week early.
By the way, I got my assignment for the playoffs. They have me doing every game.
I like that.
Are you there, too?
I like that. I just hope I'm with you.
I hope so as well. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. On second down, Wilson. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 12-yard line. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop, but that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything, so it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
And this is going to be incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
Returnable here from the 38. Yeah, that's a 48-yard punt with a coverage holding him to 3 on the return. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And they had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive.
He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. David Johnson on his way. Touchdown, Cardinals. David Johnson with another touchdown, number 24 on the year. And the Cardinals will extend their lead. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
Now Dawson for the extra point. He's got it, and it's 17-0. Here's Dawson now to kick this one away. To return, this is Doug Baldwin. And he is knocked down from the side. And time for us to spotlight Doug Baldwin. You better believe that he's well aware he has 0 catches right now, and they're losing, so he's probably a little hungry.
And you know the guys on defense are aware as well, and they're really excited that he has no catches, but they're also worried because a lot of times that's like the ticking time bomb. The longer you hold him down, when he finally explodes, look out.
Yeah, no catches, though, so far in this game. First down, this is Rawls.
Offside. Defense.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Following the penalty, it's Rawls. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. And they're 6 yards away from picking up the first here on second down. They go again with Rawls. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. Like you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
Wilson finding Curson. It's a Seattle first down. It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try and put some points on the board.
Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Back to CenturyLink Field after this. A reminder that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll check in with Larry Ridley in Orlando with highlights and analysis of this first half of play.
And I'm going to check in with a heater.
I'm going to be right there with you, partner. Complete outright to Kurz. The 20, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Jermaine Kurz, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks are able to cut into that deficit. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase it.
5 plays there on that drive. And the Seahawks capping it off with a touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. Oh, he shifts past him. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. David Johnson now gears up to help lead this offense back on the field. Might he be on his way to a record-setting performance here, Charles? Second quarter, and the yardage number already ridiculous.
And they always talk about just focusing on the next play. But sometimes it's okay to dream big because
I'm focusing on the fourth quarter already.
Listen, I don't blame you, though, because we could be witnessing some type of history here, and it's being done by him and, of course, the big guys up front who are creating the holes for him to run through.
Yeah, they've all been good so far.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Offense staying ahead of the chains here, 2nd and 3. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
And he brings this up to the 46, good enough for the first. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. On 1st and 10, it's Palmer being chased out left. Man open left side is Brown. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. On 2nd down, Palmer. It's caught left side by John Brown. And he coughed it up. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. The fumble recovery. It's Wilson. Pressure comes, and the Cardinals bring him down. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. Wilson to throw on 2nd down. And the grab made by Doug Baldwin. And a stoppage here, a timeout before this 3rd down play takes place, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first. First half of play. The Seahawks on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. The grab made by Curse over the middle. And nothing but daylight ahead. And he takes it into the end zone across the chalk. Now there is a flag down, but I think that's offsides on the defense.
Yeah, I think that's going to stand, partner.
Offside. Defense.
And yes, they want the points, so they will decline the penalty. No question there.
You don't think they spent a couple seconds mulling over what the penalty would do for them?
I don't even know why they asked the sideline.
Not at all. When you put the ball in the end zone on a takeaway, take the points and keep moving.
Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it all culminates with a Seattle score. This fielded at the 2. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Getting set to go again, here's Carson Palmer heading back onto the field. And it's actually been out of the backfield, handing the ball off where they've had a lot of success. So if you're the quarterback, do you just maybe say, you know, maybe this isn't my day, our running game's going so well, you just continue to lean on that?
I agree. That's exactly what you do. And you have to kind of take your ego and put it aside, because you always think your next throw is going to be your best throw, right? Your next play is going to be your best play. Lean on what's working for you right now. That should help carry your team to victory if things keep going in the direction that they are.
Yeah, because the formula has them the lead currently. So no update from Larry. After 17 weeks, folks are saying, let's get on with the show. So we'll oblige as we get you set for the second half kickoff. Fielded about a yard deep. Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
An update from down in L.A. And the Rams have opened it up to lead by a couple of touchdowns now. Tavon Austin closing in on 100 yards receiving. He's at 96 right now. So here's the Cardinals offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separate...
Looking for Fitzgerald, and it's intercepted. It's the Pro Bowl quarterback, Richard Sherman. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
That was an interception, but on the field, the guys who are picking it off... They're not saying that. What word are they using? It's Oski. And that means catch the ball and go the other way.
That's your vernacular. I've never heard anybody say Oski.
Ask around. They'll tell you.
So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. This fielded at the 2. He's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. A look at Carson Palmer now as we focus in on our player spotlight. And boy, Charles, they have to find a way to just get him some time to breathe back there. He's been... They begin the drive with Johnson. And not much, maybe a yard up to the 29.
Well, they held him to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at him. So how do you stop a jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
Now Palmer to throw on second down. And his throw here's incomplete.
There are a good number of coaches that any time they'll call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
The Cardinals on third down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 9. Now Palmer. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
Here comes the Cardinals punter now as he'll punt it away for the second time. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. And we have seen a lot on the scoreboard here in this quarter. So sometimes you talk to me about tendency breakers on offense. These defenses struggling. Are there tendency breakers on defense?
All defensive coordinators keep something in their hip pocket for these types of situations. What can we do to slow down the onslaught? But the biggest thing is making sure these guys encourage each other, pick themselves up, because right now it's been a really tough ball game trying to stop these offenses.
Oh, it really has, especially as of late. And this is caught. It's Jimmy Graham. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
He's had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Out to the flat, that's complete to his running back. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though.
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Down the numbers. There he goes. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Luke Wilson, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
so well. Go to something else.
And maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Now Palmer on first down. And this is caught on the left side, Jerron Brown. And he is hit pretty hard from the side as he's knocked down at the 29. Palmer gives to Johnson on the draw. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. They stay on the ground on first with Johnson. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Palmer will throw. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Completing it to the right side, Johnson. He lost 6 there on the first down play.
Well, that wasn't exactly a thing of beauty. I know they completed the pass, but look at the yardage lost. I mean, who does that make happy?
That's why I don't play in PPR points per reception fantasy leagues right there.
You
don't deserve anything for that.
But you get credit for it? Is that how that works?
Yeah.
Well, I know whoever has this team's defense, they were happy about that play.
That one good for 10 yards. And that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
In today's NFL, when you get teams in long yardage situations with your defense, you're really going to go to your speed packages. You're going to get smaller, lighter guys on the field in order to cover the expected pass. So they might want to run the ball against a smaller, lighter lineup with your big guys, and that's exactly what happened on that play. It was tough on them, and now instead of being in third and very long, they ended up setting themselves up in third and manageable. They've got a chance at a first down.
So the offense lining up 1st and 10. And Palmer gives to Johnson. There he goes inside the 30. And he's going to get this inside the 30. And a nice carry there of 15 yards. Again, it's Johnson. And this time they're able to bottle him up as he'll stop him at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
But it was stopped on that play. He's had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to him the rest of the game.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. Pretty good running there, 9 yards. Sets up a 3rd and 1.
And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job.
And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. And he's got it. So the try for 2 successful. And with it, they're back within a field goal. I guess the coach looked at the 2-point cheat sheet, said go for it, get it to a 3-point game, and they did it.
Yeah, and sometimes you just throw out time of game. You don't worry about that. There's just a feel sometimes in making that call, and he felt good about what he had for a 2-point conversion, and now they're only down 3 and feeling great about themselves.
And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. After the long touchdown drive we just saw, you wonder if maybe that's taken a little of the wind out of this offense's sails because they had it going pretty good last time, too.
Had to sit over there for a little while, didn't they? You know, they were eager, amped up to get back on the field after just scoring, hoping to get the ball back quickly. That didn't happen, so I'd say come out, just kind of get started again. You know, doesn't have to be anything dramatic. Just get moving, get loose again, and see if they can get it downfield.
They stay on the ground, rolls again. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. Wilson. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
And that's understanding where the markers are, because it's not just running to them. Because on the catch, you can actually be pushed back.
Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And Graham's got it over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A very solid gain of 27. Well, we haven't been shortchanged on offense. Another fun play to watch there on the deep pass.
This game has the feel of, what, a turkey bowl, a Thanksgiving day. You know, when we get together this year, when the Davises and the Gardens get together, that's what our playbook's going to look like they're drawing them up in the dirt, and so far it's working for both of them.
Nothing on that one. It'll be 2nd down. They tried to swing it out left into the flat, but the defense, they were very principled there.
It felt very West Coast offense, didn't it? You know their expression, right? On the West Coast offense, when they throw the ball, it's either going to be a touchdown or a check down, meaning they like to press it downfield. If they don't have it, swing it out, which is exactly what we saw there. But how about the great pursuit and tackle to make a nice play? This has been an up and down, back and forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
Here's Wilson to throw. He's got Curse. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Jermaine Curse with touchdown number 3 in the game and 6 on the year. And the Seahawks add on to their lead.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that, truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner. This fielded at the 2. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Cardinal offense here ready to take over. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. It'll be a loss of a yard, and they're going to face a 3rd down. They're never good on a pass completion there to go the wrong way. Lost yardage.
No, for some reason it seems to work better when you throw it downfield or you can move the ball downfield running it that way, doesn't it? But in this case, if you're the defensive guys, you're energized, executed well, and you caused a lost yardage play. That's going to feel good and look great in film.
It'll be a gain of 16 and give them a first down as well. They go to Johnson again, and he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. From midfield now, here's Palmer. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Brown. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Palmer now to throw on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this 3rd down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
Here we go. It's Palmer on 4th down. It's caught. Nelson. 8 yards on the pickup, and the Cards are going to have a first down. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. They'll throw on first down here with Palmer. Flush to his right. And his throw is incomplete. J.J. Nelson, the intended target. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Nelson. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks. Throwing now, Palmer on first down. It's complete to Brown, right side. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down.
As long as you go through your proper reads and progressions, the drag route can be one of those old reliable plays because usually it's good for a good chunk of yardage, as we just saw there.
And those guys like it, right? They get the ball with a full head of steam.
Especially against man coverage, because man coverage, they're typically running away from someone and not worried about traffic coming out on the other end.
He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his second catch.
Yeah, and people have to come up with schemes to limit him, and what a lot of teams do, they'll double him, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their third corner if he's a bigger guy, and put him on a man-to-man to try and limit his touches. Just keep mixing it up, give him different angles, different looks, like a good boxer does.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a fourth down. Well, look at the clock. You're down 2 scores. Have to go for this, don't you?
And they thought that as soon as they took over possession. It didn't matter where they were on the field. They were always going to be in 4-down territory. Backed up, in good situation, it didn't matter. So they've been preparing for that on their play sheet the entire time.
All right, so you needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal then maybe not exactly what they wanted, but it's a necessary first step.
Still plenty of time remaining, but you could really use a stop defensively after the kickoff, preferably a 3-and-out.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Spinning past him. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. They start on the ground with Rawls. And he'll get this one up to the 26. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around a training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach? He's in big trouble.
And now here's a timeout defensively coming from the Cardinals. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. They'll try and run for it. Here's Lacy. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Here's John Ryan now. He's been terrific so far. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Pulled in at the 24. It's a 45-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Getting set to go again, here's Carson Palmer heading back onto the field. This is something we've seen many times over the course of his career. Can he pull off another 4th quarter comeback?
And it's very strange, isn't it? Because when it's a player of this magnitude, even though the guys on defense have the lead and are sitting in the best spot, they're maybe the most nervous people in the stadium because they've seen this happen to too many people before, too many teams. They've got to find a way to shut him down.
Here we go again for the grizzled vet. Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. They'll run it now out of the gun. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. 1st down now, but the clock continues to move. So there's the spike as it comes with 23 seconds to go. He'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. The rookie from Michigan State, Malik McDowell. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Now they do indeed get the timeout, so all is not lost. They'll have a chance for one final heave to the end zone. Big sack on 2nd down. Now the offense needs to convert here on 3rd. One last shot for Palmer. Dancing to his left. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is incomplete. So no miracles here on the final play.